So on with the next stage in the experimental sub-enclosure. Testing out my hypothesis to use a small 7-inch instead of a 12-inch for a dedicated sub-range of 70 Hz peak, trailing down to 40, trailing up to 120, and having a dedicated 12 infinite baffle, playing anything from 0 up to 20 and fading down to 40. I found that when I had two 12s and one of the 12s playing the upper range, it was okay. I just didn't feel like I had enough attack, that sort of low in your chest kind of attack. It was definitely well covered the spectrum very well, but not in an immersive kind of way. So here I am removing some of the panels and creating a small sealed area for the 7-inch. I've actually upgraded the dynaudio 7-inch from a Volkswagen one to a proper MW170. It's the exact same motor and voice coil, just a metal basket and enough mounting rooms there. Cutting the hole in the baffle. Had to super glue on a filter membrane for the pole, vent pole. Now I'm removing some old carpet. A lot of fun that was. Get rid of all the staples. And now I'm cutting this bit of extra wood I had for a battery mount, which I don't use that battery anymore. I'll make it easy. Had to strip off a lot of the old silicone seal so I could get the pieces in a lot firmer, so they resealed closer and stuck better. Here I'm lining up the baffle in a perpendicular fashion, and because the front original face is slanted, there'll be a small triangular space you'll see in a minute at the front, just to the left in a second. Just there. And so my feeling was, because it's firing into the back seat most of the time, that I would be able to use that space to get the air moving better. Yes, test spinning the side piece. Middle piece now. It used to be the side piece. It's perfect shape. No need to cut another piece. Now, test fit the back. Voila. And I think in a minute I accidentally dropped this in, and then the next clip I'll be talking about some discovery. It's a bit of a happy accident. You can do it diagonally. Get a tad more airspace, also less symmetrical box shape. I'll get less loading space behind the back seat in a closed position, but open won't matter. I do 90% of my listening with the seat closed. Do I need the front loading space? Questions. So now I'm looking at the amount of air passage using this thick plywood as a baffle. You can barely get a fingernail through there, let alone the whole finger. So it's all the way around. The black marks are where the screws come through. So in a minute I start the process of chamfering those areas down to the front, and here's the finished result. It took about 40 minutes. And then we put the driver back in. You'll be able to see that there's a lot more airflow through those areas. So this is the back side, and here's the driver in place. Now with the finger test, so there's a lot more passage there. You fit the whole knuckle in, and yeah, 6 more areas for the sound to come through. A lot of pressure to transfer to the enclosure with less hindrance. Next up, we start assembling. I put a little bracket there just to hold the baffle in place. Thread the wires through. Put a little backing piece there for the back piece to stick to. Towards the end of this video, you'll see that I'm going to only screw this back piece in with some silicone tape around for fitment. I'm going to attempt to try that 7-inch infinite baffle along with the 12-inch as an infinite baffle as well, just because I like to try things. And I can put the backing plate on with 4 screws and hear it down. So there's the front seal. I just used some crack filler. It's quick and easy, and I didn't have any silicone lying around. It's kind of not too bad, really. A neat look for now, until we finish this, carpet it, make baffles out of acrylic or whatever we're going to do. And here's me just, I think we're going to screw in the center plate. Oh no, temporarily screw the back on. Yeah, so I don't know why I started thinking about trying a 7 instead of the 12, playing that range. I guess it was mainly because every other range in the 7-way had a different diameter voice call, a different moving mass, and yet the 2 substages were just a kind of an afterthought, and yet they were the same, same moving mass, same cone area, etc., etc. And when I tested a sealed 7 in the back seat and just disabled that 12, the difference was quite profound. A lot more open mix. So we go back into fast motion here, sealing the side wall, sealing the wire inlets, and putting a bit of sealing tape around the outside of the back plate. So I think we'll end this video around about here. Looking forward to just throwing that in and giving it a bit of a test tune, test bump, and I'll try and do some graphs of both sealed and unsealed.